It's me, Mario.
And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nerds New Bully. I'm your host Leroy, aka Roscoe P. Coltrane, with my co-hosts.
This is Eli, aka Grindcore Jedi.
Boom, there you go. Now, I can't remember what Grindcore Jedi was, but that's your porn name or your gamer tag, or what was it?
I think it was my Twitter name, or is it my Instagram name? I don't know.
I was way off on that. Okay. it serves
something I don't check very often.
Speaking of Eli, let's do a shameless plug.
Okay.
Let's do a shameless plug, because for those that don't know, yes, we have an Instagram page now. So yes, we are trying to market to a younger demographic.
I was not aware of that.
Well, there you go. Well, now you know, Eli. I
will add myself then.
Thank you. We need as many followers as we can, so it'd be nice if you add yourself also, Eli. Because I might let you run it. I'm gonna let you run it. So for those looking for our Instagram page, Eli will be running it. He's gonna be running Monday, doing Man Crush Monday.
Putting me to work and shit.
Exactly, put you to work. Because I got other shit I gotta do, man. I don't have time to run an Instagram page. That's amazing. That's it. So you're gonna run Mondays for Man Crush Monday, and you're gonna do Fridays for Eggplant Friday. So that's you, Eli. It's all you. So there you go, lady. All right. Speaking of, let's get to the sad part. Let's talk about, we always got to talk about passings this weekend. So first thing we want to talk about is rest in peace to Melvin Peebles.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah. So want to say rest in peace to Melvin Peebles. Iconic film director. You know, he basically made. Now, Eli, did you see the movie he made? Like I said, the movie he made was Sweetback's Badass Song.
Oh yes. Yes.
Okay, so you did. I actually never seen it. I've heard about it.
Oh,
but I haven't seen it. I know how pivotal and iconic movie is. The movie basically invented the blaxploitation genre.
Yeah, and it could not be made today. It's just no way that movie is going to be made today.
Some even say like it was unsimulated sex acts in the movie. Is that true or not? I don't know.
Yes, with underage.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's all his character because Sweetback's
it's acting.
It's Sweetback. He's just a badass, just born in some pussy. You know what I'm saying? He's never too busy to bang anybody, to bang a. Like there's like a scene where he's like running from the cops and then he stops to bang a chick.
Wow. Okay.
Because he's badass.
He's Sweetback, and for those who don't know, that Melvin Peebles is the father of Mario Van Peebles. You know. Star of hits like Sunny Spoon, Solo, and a little classic everybody knows called, New Jack City. So, like I said, you could say movie making runs in the family.
You gonna talk about rapping?
Who rapped?
That movie Rapping, starring Mario Van Peebles.
What's it called? Rapping?
It was called Rapping.
I don't remember a movie called Rapping.
Back in the 80s, yeah, it was it was like Break-In, Beat Street, Rapping came out, and then
Was it Crush Groove?
Crush Groove came out. It wasn't Crush Groove, but there was a movie called Rapping.
Just
easy
rapping.
as hell.
It
was just called Rapping. I think they were trying to cash in on the Break-In craze, and there's a bunch of those movies. Body Rock.
That's the first time I've ever.
Well, there you go. So. There you go, y'all. Check out. Go Google Rappin', starring Mario Van Peebles.
I guess, or watch New Jack City, which is I'm pretty sure a much better movie. Yeah, and he also did Mario Van Peebles also did Panther. That was a good movie. Also, you can't find it anywhere because they banned that shit in the 90s.
Did they?
Yeah, Black Panther.
Is it banned now? I saw it in the theater.
You saw it in the theater. I thought a lot of theaters wouldn't play it. Well, I'm in Mississippi, so a lot of theaters wouldn't play it.
Of course.
Oh man. So yeah. So rest in peace to Melvin Peebles. Also want to say rest in peace, like I said, a bunch of deaths this week, to Anthony A.J. Johnson. Now, Eli, like I said, I didn't know if you knew who this was or not. Like I said, Anthony A.J.
Oh,
Johnson.
Ezel. Oh, dude,
Ezel.
that's weird. I watched Friday the other night too.
Did you?
Yeah, I watched. Yeah, it's HBO. They got all the house party movies, and then I was like, fuck it. Friday was I just hit play.
HBO Hood box office. So, okay. So yeah, we got Ezel, like I say, who's there, and he's actually played in a bunch of movies also. Like I say, he was also in Players Club. You know, he was also in I Got the Hookup. So yeah, so
he was in Panther too.
Was he?
Yeah.
So he was all over the place in the 90s. Okay, so yeah, so pretty much any hood movie in the 90s, he was in it. You know, so that's why I want to make sure I gave a shout out to him. So rest in peace to AJ Johnson. You know, everybody, if you don't know him, you know his work. My neck, my back, my neck, and my back. That's the guy. So yeah.
$2.
I want $150,000, but I still let it quit for $20. All right. So Eli, you're up now. I'm gonna let you handle this one because, like I said, this is one of the marquees where people might be listening in on us. So I want you to.
What are you doing? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Star Wars.
Did you watch this?
I did not.
Oh,
how many?
Damn.
Busy week. But how many episodes was it?
Like 8 or 9. They're only like 15, 20 minutes long. They're like short.
Oh, really? So okay,
Yeah.
so it wasn't like hour long and nothing like that, or
oh no, I breezed through it in a couple hours. A couple hours, yeah. So yeah, Star Wars Visions on Disney Plus. This is a bunch of Japanese anime studios doing Star Wars stories. And yeah, pretty fucking cool. This is what we need. This is what Star Wars needs. Star Wars needs to branch out. You need to let other people play in the sandbox. And yeah, see them interpret this universe through another lens. And that's what we get with this. We get a bunch of cool stories, not set in the normal Skywalker saga. It's cool. There's this big rich world that George Lucas created, but we're always confined to the Skywalker saga. And even on the TV shows, even like Mandalorian and shit, we're still, there's, there's Luke, and Luke shows up in that show too.
Now
so
I'm hearing this is non-canon.
I guess, yeah, it probably is. But yeah, it's just cool to branch out and see the universe, more of the universe, and it's better. You can really see the roots of Star Wars, because we know George Lucas was inspired by samurai movies and westerns and fantasy and Arthurian legends and Shakespeare and Greek tragedy and all that. So classical mythology. So, and that's why it appealed to us, because we all recognize those classical mythology motifs of the hero's journey and the wizards and the royal family drama that's in like classic literature. He just translated it into outer space, and that's what appealed to us all, and why we related to it, and why it still holds up today. So yeah, you get to see those inspirations, with the samurai. There's a lot of cool. The first episode is right out of Kurosawa. It looks like Yojimbo or Sanjuro, which is old Kurosawa samurai movies. It's like in black and white, except for the lightsabers and the lasers. So really cool style, visual style.
And one thing, George Lucas is heavily influenced from the first Star Wars from Kurosawa's The Hidden Fortress. So
yeah. And it's about this Ronin. Is he a Sith? I think he's a Sith because he has a red lightsaber, and he just happens upon a village. A bunch of bandit stormtroopers show up with a Sith Lord, and he protects the town. And there's a cool duel, and that's what you have. These little snippets. They're all short. They're all like 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And just these different stories from the Star Wars universe. There's one about the twins I thought was really cool, where it's like they flipped the script on Luke and Leia, the twins, where the Empire like cloned these twins to be like Sith, but then one turns good, one's dark and one's light, and then they duel. The guy takes a lightsaber and like basically amplifies it in his X-Wing and chops a fucking Star Destroyer in half. It's pretty
Okay.
It's like some Dragon Ball Z shit. It's like that episode was crazy. Yeah, there's all these really cool visual styles, because it's anime. One about a rock band. There's like a Padawan who escaped Order 66, and then he forms like a punk rock band with all these other aliens, and one of them's a Hutt who like Jabba's son or Jabba's somebody who worked for Jabba, and Boba Fett's after him. But it's like they're really like Fooly Cooley. I don't know if you remember Fooly Cooley, that other anime. They're like really small. So like Boba Fett looked like a Funko Pop figure. Like they're really tiny. Like, you know what I mean? So just really goofy, experimentation in the Star Wars universe is what it is. One of my favorite ones was one of the last ones about the Empire's like occupying this planet, and the dad has this adoptive daughter, and her other daughter basically sells the dad out to the Empire, and it takes on that whole, the sisters or the siblings, one's good, one's bad, and it also brings up the politics. I mean, the one daughter was in favor of the Empire occupying the planet, and her dad was basically starting a rebellion, because the Empire was draining the natural resources of the planet. So it's like a tragedy, like a Shakespearean tragedy. She sells out her dad to the Empire. And it's, I was like, wow, this is some deep shit. So yeah, a lot of really cool stories. They're all different. They're all, there's other ones there's a lot of like samurai ones where like Jedis are dueling, one in particular where the Sith Lord, he's like an old man, reminded me of that old dude with the bees in a Ninja Scroll. He's like a Sith Lord, and the master and the Padawan go and duel him and shit, and it's like they were talking mad shit. Again, throwback to classic samurai movies where they just talk mad shit to each other, kind of like pre-hip hop rap battles, just talking shit to each other. And really cool, like, again, the visual style. So again, it's cool to see Star Wars branch out like that. I think that's what it needs, and we need to branch out, and because it is this big universe, let's see it expand. Let's not confine ourselves to the Star Wars saga and to that particular era. So yeah, check it out. I thought it was dope. So
cool. It's kind of reminding me of that those shorts that they made, with the Clone Wars shorts, not the 3D version, but the other version of it.
Yeah,
kind of reminded that, like real short. But
yeah, that would Mace Windu whipping ass, and that was dope.
Right.
And speaking of, there's an episode where I think it's like thousands of years after, like in the future of the Star Wars universe, where Jedi are extinct, but then there's these Sith Lords that are like disguising themselves as Jedi, and then one child Jedi basically has the Force, and they're after her. And at one point, there's duels going on. At one point, one of the Siths turns to the light side, and his lightsaber turns purple.
Oh, okay.
Which is Mace Windu's lightsaber color.
Right.
But purple is red and blue mixed together. Which
symbolism.
So which is what, the dark and the light sort of, balancing each other. Which I'm gonna wear my Star Wars geek hat again. There's one of the old books called Shatterpoint. It's from the Clone Wars saga. It's all about Mace Windu. It's basically like Apocalypse Now or Hearts of Darkness, where Mace Windu goes after one of his old Padawans who went crazy and went rogue and is basically living on this jungle planet amongst the natives, and is like basically insane and controlling the army, and there's like the civil war going on, and basically Mace Windu goes there to find her, and it's just Mace Windu whipping ass. But in that book, it reveals his lightsaber style is Form 7, which is basically it has aggressiveness, like an aggressive style. and
Right,
only
like as close as you can get to the dark
Yes.
side without going to the dark side.
Yes, because you had to rely on aggression, which what not many Jedi could do without turning to the dark side. And Mace Windu was one of the few that could do that to master that style. So because you had to rely on aggression and anger to blend it into that fighting style. So I thought that was cool that it all goes
It's
back.
funny they have all this lore about it, but
Yeah.
honestly, all it was Samuel Jackson like, hey, I want different colors so I can see myself when the movie comes out.
Yeah.
Which one? Purple. I want purple. Like, okay.
Yeah.
George
And even
like-
George Lucas says, no, you need red or green. I mean, blue or green or whatever.
Right. He was like, purple, sure, whatever. I'll let somebody else figure this shit
Yeah.
out. But yeah, do whatever you want to do. So,
But it's cool that they incorporate that into that, red and blue makes purple, so that, dark and light combined, balancing each other. It's, thought that was pretty cool. Maybe that's me just over geeking out, but I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, it's dope. It's pretty dope. It's some of the coolest Star Wars shit that's out right now, so
cool.
if you hated the
And on
movies, watch this shit. Or the new Disney movies, watch this shit,
Cool. That's the thing. Another thing about Star Wars that they need to, because all of their movies and all of their TV shows, they have like the same tone.
Yeah.
War this, war that. So that's why they need to branch out to other directors and other creators to get a different tone. Maybe something be this, something be that, and it'll flesh out the universe overall. So just having the same tone with everything. Like I said, love the movies, but they all have the same tone. Give us something different. Make one a comedy. Something.
Yeah, and that's what this is. It's basically it's like 8-9 episodes of different styles, different visual styles, experimentation with that lore. And it's
let's
cool.
let Star Wars be a platform. It need to be a platform, a jumping off point, for creators. So let's see. You know what? Let's do this one. I don't know how well we're gonna do this one. So so this has been a big thing. I guess the sky is falling now, Eli. Woe is us. I guess Marvel is about to, eat themselves, something like that, because everybody is scared.
It's the end of the MCU.
You're right.
What are we gonna do without Spider-Man and all this?
Yeah, because they thinking that because they heard this thing, some people just read the clickbait articles of it and didn't read anything else about it. So of course, I think we need to kind of explain exactly what the hell is going on.
They just saw the headline and then started typing their comments without reading the article or what's
Marvel is
happening.
doom. You got this half like, no, you're like, yes, Marvel is done. The people that always shit
Fuck
on anything
Steve
Marvel does.
Ditko. He's dead.
Right.
Fuck him.
So basically what's going on right now, for those that don't know, is that the heirs of Steve Ditko and some other people also, like the estates of Steve Ditko, the estates of Jack Kirby, and I think Larry Lieber, Stan Lee's brother, who I think is still alive, I think, or his estate, one or the other, put out junctions basically because a lot of the Marvel characters are coming up on their 60th anniversary. And the thing is, when the 60th anniversary hit, the creators that made those characters can actually, apply for creative control of those characters, get the rights back. Because, back when they made the stuff back in the 60s like that, everything was work for hire. Kirby, yes, he created all these characters, but it was all work for hire. He just signed them off and just, gave them to Marvel. So, so Lin Wein made Wolverine for, maybe $10,000, if that, Meanwhile, Marvel made $1 billion on it. He died penniless, in debt. Yeah. They're trying to correct this stuff. So that's going on. Meanwhile, while they're doing this, Marvel suing these guys to stop their, termination lease, basically stopping the cash from going to the creators back when they're due for it in 2023, I think. Like I said, they were made in 2022. So in 2033, when they go legal. So that's what they're trying to do. So Marvel is basically trying to stop these characters from going back to creators so they can, keep making money. Not split the profits with anybody.
And not pay the creators.
And not pay the creators, like I said, because that's one reason Steve Ditko stopped writing Spider-Man back in the 60s. He was like, oh, y'all not gonna pay me for this shit? Yeah. Fuck Spider-Man. And he left,
Yeah,
and that's the thing.
He kind of became disillusioned with the whole business and kind of didn't do any press. He kind of like lived as a hermit, because of all that.
Yeah, because he wanted to create, but he knew he wasn't gonna get paid for creating, because back then it wasn't like it was now. When it was back then, like you got Image, you got Dark Horse, you got IDW, and you got all these people. It was Marvel DC. That was it. Mm-hmm. You don't write for them or you don't draw for them, you don't do shit. You better go, sell cars or some shit because you're not in the comic industry, because that's pretty much the 1-2 gate. Now, the thing about this is that, honestly, Eli, this is not a big deal. Ditko's estate, Kirby's estate, they're not going to get any money. I'm just saying. I'm not saying I'm rooting against them or something. I'm just saying this is Disney. They're not getting any money off of it. I'm gonna tell you why they're not getting any money off of it, because this is Disney we're talking about. Now, there's another character that was supposed to go public domain decades ago that Disney changed the copyright laws to keep that character, and that character is Mickey Mouse. Now, Mickey Mouse is supposed to be a public domain character he made back in the 30s, would have like that. They changed the laws because Mickey Mouse is associated with Disney. They didn't want it to happen. So their lawyers are powerful enough to change that shit. So if they can change the copyright laws to keep Mickey Mouse, the hell you think they're going to do with Spider-Man and Captain America and Iron Man, shit like that? They can do all that shit. They may throw him a book or something like that, but that's about it. Because if they
let him go to a movie,
right?
They'll give him a free movie ticket. Like, what's his face? Was it
they don't
Starling?
even do that.
Well,
No, Starling had to pay his way in the movie.
No, I heard that that's the one thing he got for creating Thanos.
No, he had to pay his way to the
movie. They gave him a free ticket to the premiere.
I think for Infinity War, not for Endgame.
Yeah, they're like, hey, you know the movie we made that's making us $1 billion, starring
all the characters
the character you created. Well, yeah, you can come see the movie for free.
And that's it. Ed Brubaker, who created the Winter Soldier, couldn't even get in the backstage pass. So like he talked about that, he called them. He called Sebastian Stan. Like, can somebody invite me? Like, blank number. We can't. Left him on red. I'm like, hey, he made the character. So
fucking Disney.
That's Disney. But
cancel that. Yeah, cancel that shit, motherfuckers.
They want to cancel everything else, but they want to cancel that. And here's the thing: Disney can't let this happen, because even if they did, throw Ditko's estate some money or throw Kirby some money, that opens the floodgates, because now everybody else is going to want money. Yes, okay, Steve Ditko made Spider-Man. They throw Spider-Man some money. But what about Venom? What about Todd McFarlane, who left Marvel because of that same bullshit? Because of that shit. So he'll come back for his money. The guy that made Sleepwalker will come back and get his money, or New Warriors or whatever the fuck. They're all going to come back for their money. So Marvel's going to do everything. They're going to make an example out of these people just to make sure they don't get their money. They'll find ways around this shit.
They'll write a new law. That's what they do.
It's Disney. They can do that. That's the thing what people got to understand. People have to understand.
According to this piece of paper, it says I get to rob your shit. That's what they do.
And that's what they do. Because like I said, these creators signed the contract a long time ago. And you know what's even more bullshit is that not even the creators, a lot of fans made this shit back in the day. Most people don't know this. Wolverine is a fan submission. Like Lin Wayne and all the folks like that didn't make him. A fan submitted Wolverine to them. They were like, how about you make a guy called Wolverine that can heal? Okay, cool. I think they gave him like a free t-shirt. No, they gave him a no prize. And then everybody else went and did this shit. Same thing with the symbiote Spider-Man suit. That was actually a fan submission. They actually had a run-in. Somebody make a new Spider-Man costume. Pay that guy $200.
They gave him a shout out in the bullpen.
They gave him a shout out in the bullpen, $200. That was it. That's all he got. Well, they make billions off this stuff. So Marvel's been doing some shady shit for years. That's what people got to understand. Like all these things that people are just not hearing about how shady and bullshit the comics industry is. Get it? Understand this shit happened before the movies came around. People have been dealing with this shit for decades. The guy that made Batman didn't get his name on the creative property until Batman v Superman. Think about from that till like 1939 when he made Batman. His name was not on anything, because
he didn't even get to go to the premiere either.
He didn't. I mean, he's dead now, but yeah, that's the thing. Hell, Shang-Chi, Jim Starlin not only made Thanos and Gamora, he made Shang-Chi. Like, didn't he make
Siegel and Superman
and
and those guys? They had a petition. Like, who was it? Neil Adams and a bunch of comic writers.
They got the money. But they got the money though.
Yeah, but it was after they petitioned them because they were broke. They were like broke and living in squalor. And then back in '78, we're making this Superman movie that's gonna make millions of dollars, and here the guys who created them are living in shitholes in New York. Like let's throw them some bones,
Like
and,
something,
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So people are getting up in arms about that. That's why I say this is not an issue. Marvel will find a way around some bullshit to not pay these guys, because the same bullshit that we've been dealing with, this is the same bullshit that comic creators have been dealing with for decades, been trying to get the rights, trying to get the money from these guys. and they're not going to get the money because they signed the contract. They work for hire. And
Yeah.
yes, legally they can apply to get these rights, but it's Disney.
Yeah, some of those. Disney's fucking over some of those, writers, those novelists who wrote all those Star Wars novels that are no longer canon, but you can clearly tell that they're borrowing from that stuff in the new movies and the comics. They're not, they're not getting shit either.
So
and they're trying to sue and all. Yeah, there's all this shit been going on, and
like I said, the comic industry is a ugly business. It really is. That's one reason why all of the writers right now are leaving and going to Substack. Like that stuff we don't talk about here, but we know about this. So like Eli know about the stuff, but we don't talk about it. But like Hickman, Snyder, who is that? Tinian, all the guys are leaving.
Yeah.
Then they go into their own shit so they can make it because they're sick of the bullshit, not getting paid for their creations. And
it's a lot of work. I mean, this is, writers and artists. I mean, to sit there all day and draw comics full time, that's, your back and your back and your arm. And I got an artist working on a book. And, he's working on my book. He's talking about how, shout out to Lupe. Hey, keep putting in that work, but he's talking about how his back hurts and shit.
One spot all day, doing this all day.
Well, thanks, man. Hey, thanks, man. Big shout out, man. You're making my dreams come true. But yeah, I get it. I mean, they bust their ass and you don't get, compensated for it. Meanwhile, these assholes who don't do shit but count money keep counting money.
Right.
So, yeah.
And the guys that make the stuff can't even get invited to the premiere of the stuff they made.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Not even paid, can't get invited to the premiere, like they just don't exist.
Yeah. So keep those Amazon subscriptions, motherfuckers. Them Disney subscriptions.
Right.
Y'all ain't gonna cancel that shit.
They're gonna keep it going. Even though all the screwy shit they do. So but here's the thing. People worried about Disney not gonna do it because the lawyers are tight. You need to be worried about Warner Brothers. Because here's the thing, Eli. This one thing I heard, I don't know how true it is, Superman and Batman. Because the same way that these laws might go in effect with Marvel, like in 2023, I'm hearing in 2030 or like 2031, Superman and Batman might go public domain. And the way that works, there may be no way Warner Bros. Can even stop that. That means anybody can write a Batman story and get paid for it.
Sweet.
That's scary, man. That's scary. Have you read fan fiction? All it is just Batman going down on Catwoman. That's all it is. Or Robin, one or the other, depending on what slice you go to. But
I'd buy that for $1.
But I'm saying, that's all the stories we're gonna get if we live the fans up to it. Like Batman will have his OnlyFans and get paid for it. You can get paid for Batman OnlyFans and just get that's it. If in 2030. So that's, I don't know, Eli. There needs to be some kind of quality control with that. I understand that leaving it just to the DC writers, professional writers, you limit on what you can do with it, but it would be scary for the internet to get their hands on Batman.
Well, it's not like they already do it. I mean, you can go to YouTube and see a bunch of Batman or whatever fan films, Some of them are, some of them are good, better than others, but they're cheap and, but hey, it's all happens. Art. It's entertainment, What do you?
I'm saying it may be good, maybe I don't know. It's a thing, but I'm saying don't worry about the DC shit. Worry about the WB shit, because that Warner Brothers, Superman, Batman shit, that's more likely to happen than this Disney shit. So So moving on. Oh, Eli, this is back on you. I tried to flip flop. Tried to ping pong.
What am I doing now? What am I doing?
All right,
now?
so you're doing.
Oh, we talking about? I thought we weren't talking about trailers. You said.
Oh, not the dumb trailers. We're talking about this.
The dumb trailers.
No, I mean to dumb. I'll get to that in a second. But
So this is the final trailer for the new Halloween movie. Dropped the other day, and it still looks dope. I hope they're not showing everything. That's my only thing. They're showing a lot of this shit. A lot. I mean, they basically turned Michael Myers into the fucking Terminator. He's just going through, murking everybody, killing everybody, kids.
Even though he's supposed to be like in his 70s in this movie.
Yeah. But then they're showing like Tommy Doyle and what's her name, Lindsay or whatever, the little kids that were in the first movie. That Lori was babysitting in the first movie. They're adults and they're in this movie. Lonnie, the Lonnie kid. I don't know if you remember Lonnie when Loomis was like, "Hey, Lonnie, get your ass away from there. And they go running from the Myers house and shit. He's in it. He's an adult now. So like they're going deep into the lore.
So
I don't
all
know
those, they still live in the neighborhood?
Yeah.
Wow.
Haddonfield,
Okay,
yeah.
that's convenient. Okay.
Yeah. So they're really scraping the barrel, trying to, those old school throwbacks to the first movie. Because
and this is still John Carpenter.
Well,
making?
he's I think he's producing it and he's making the soundtrack. No, this is the Kenny Powers. What's his face? Danny Bride and David Gordon
Danny
Green.
McBride. Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
they're the ones who wrote and directed this.
Okay.
Like the first movie, and like they said, this ignores all the sequels. It's basically the first one. We're supposed to ignore every sequel that was ever made after the first one, because that's what this is a continuation of. So it's a reboot, retcon.
Right. So she's no longer Jamie Lee Curtis' sister, brother, or whatever. So yeah.
No, that's all. Yeah. Halloween is one of the most inconsistent, weird franchises of all time.
Big Cliff, what it do?
Hey, Cliff's in the house. What up? But yeah, it shows it shows like all those old characters and but it also shows like the town. Now I think it's number 4 or number 5. One of them old shitty Halloween sequels where like the town get together and basically like form a lynch mob to go get them, but then they all get killed and shit. So it's like
okay, so
it's in one of them. Yeah. So I was like, hey, that's what it looks like what's happening in this one. The town are, they're forming a brood squad to go after Michael Myers, and we'll see how that goes.
I don't blame them for ignoring that.
5. Cliff says 5.
5. I knew Cliff would know. Okay.
Yeah. So
thank you for fact checking us.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited for it. It looks cool. It looks just stupid fun, and I'm here for it. So
cool. All right. When's it come out?
15th on Peacock as well in the theaters.
On Peacock, huh? Okay.
Yeah, so.
Well, that's the thing. I think I have Peacock. I don't know if I have it or not. I think it comes with my Xfinity subscription, but I'll check it out later.
I still got it because I kept it for Rutherford Falls. So
and I think that's the only place you can watch The Office or something. I don't know. So I'll watch.
I think so. Yeah, there's a bunch of shit on there. Yeah.
Cool. So I'll check it out from there. All right. So what do we got next? Tudum. Now, what I meant Tudum. Okay, I didn't mean dumb trailer. I meant Tudum. Tudum is a thing. Hold on. Let me see what is that, Cliff? Yeah.
He's going.
I'm watching on Peacock, Cliff. So have fun with that. Yeah. So Tudum is the Netflix fan event that happened, and they call it Tudum because that's the sound of Netflix when you're Netflix and chilling. Tudum. So that's a thing. They really did that. Yeah. I guess they call it Tudum
or something. I did not know that.
Yeah, it was a thing. So, like I said, a whole bunch of trailers dropped. Stranger Things season 4 dropped. Enola Holmes 2 dropped. That what was the name of that movie? That Ryan Reynolds, Rock, and Gal Gadot movie. They dropped like a 3-minute trailer for that. I didn't watch all that shit.
Like the new Cobra Kai and
all stuff like that. But the thing I wanted to talk about was that they dropped the opening trailer for Cowboy Bebop. Yeah.
Look at you getting excited about it.
I am excited. I'm gonna tell you this, like after you got excited, how you said that it was like Cowboy Bebop, Tolkien, Gene Roddenberry. I was like, okay, damn, let me watch this shit, see what the fuck going on. The Bible down here. So I'm like, okay, let me see. So I watched it, and I'm like on episode 12 right now, digging it, loving it. Here's the thing, like that episode you told me to watch, like what, season 6, the Angels and Demons or whatever.
Oh, Battle of the Fallen Angels, yeah.
Battle of the Fallen Angels. Okay, so the thing was, I actually remember that episode like years ago, but since Adult Swim like aired it out of order, I always thought that was the last episode. I was like, damn, that's a fucked up way to kill him. So I thought he just died, and that was it. So like, that's a cool last episode. So I didn't know that was like episode 6, and there was like a whole bunch of other episodes after that. So yeah, let's see. But no, Jupiter. What is Jupiter Rising?
Is that that one movie with where she was from space or whatever? The Wachowskis made it or some shit?
That was Jupiter Rising. I think it was.
Where is he talking about a
Channing Tatum was like half dog or some shit?
Yeah, they're like wolves or something, space wolves.
Yeah,
human
dumb
wolves,
as hell.
Yeah,
dumb as hell. But anyway,
or is he talking about is he talking about some Jupiter Jazz or something from Cowboy
which was
Bebop?
episode 2-part episode, yeah. So, like I said, Eli, they dropped the, a poster, they dropped the trailer also. I'm gonna just show you a little bit of the trailer. Like I said, well, not just you, but like everybody.
Well, the credit. It's basically the opening credits.
The opening credit. And here's the thing, Eli, as far as what I think about it, what I've seen so far, because like I said, regardless of what you think about Cowboy Bebop or what they're doing with the Netflix though, I do think, Eli, that they're at least trying.
Yeah.
Like I said, Netflix has a shoddy rep as far as goes with with anime adaptations, with Death Note and that Sasuke bullshit they put out. Some people like it. I thought it was bullshit. That's just me. But this, I can at least say they're putting in effort. And you can at least go with that. At least they're trying to be faithful. Plus, half of this is really that theme song.
That sword. I'm not sure about Pierre LeFou. He looked a little iffy, but with that shot of Spike's ship, what is it, the swordfish? I'm like, oh, that was the one moment in this scene, the trailer, where I was like, ooh,
right, that it really catch you. So that's what I'm saying. So they're paying you this detail. It's not like they're just like, oh, we just got a product, let's just put some shit out. They're like, they're actually taking time, they're actually trying to invest in it. So I'm like, that's cool. I think that's Vicious they showing right there just a second ago.
Oh, that must be Julia.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So, like I said, they got some work to do. I'm up for it. I think they're trying. I'm excited for it. I'm gonna watch it. Like I said, just listen to the theme song alone. I think that does most of the heavy lifting for me personally. So I'm like, okay, they're doing that. I'm trying to think what else. I just want them to just not fuck it up. I think that's all everybody wants. Just don't.
That's
fuck it
basically
up.
where I'm at. Like I didn't need. This is totally unnecessary in my eyes.
It is unnecessary. It is necessary. But the thing is, if Netflix is trying to make money off this stuff, they're gonna be like, "What property we got?" Because good or bad, people are going to watch this.
Yeah, I hope it's cool enough where people don't say, "Oh, this sucks. I'm not going to watch the anime now."
Because
you need to watch the anime.
Because that will do that. If you never heard the product before and you see this and you like it sucks, you'd be like, well, I don't want to watch anything associated with that. The anime, whatever. I'm done. People will do that.
Yeah, that's the problem with remakes. Is if they suck, they're not going to go watch the originals. Like, fuck that. Like the new RoboCop.
I was just about to say RoboCop, right? You can't even say RoboCop because people think about that new bullshit. But meanwhile, we reviewed the old RoboCop movie and we're like, that shit is awesome as hell.
That's a rite of passage. You're not a man unless you watch RoboCop.
Unless you watch RoboCop when you're 8 years old.
Yeah, when you're 8 years old. That's how it was in the 80s.
Right.
You watched fucked up shit and you became an adult.
Right. Yeah, and we turned out fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so that's my thing. So yeah, just don't fuck it up, Netflix. That's all. You have a shoddy reputation, but I do feel like as far as this, they are trying harder than they tried with other Netflix adaptations. So
well, now they got the gold standards. Oh, is he talking about those? Those animes aren't bad. The Transformers.
Those animes are garbage, man. I don't know about the Transformers. I didn't watch that shit, but any other anime I've seen from them, garbage.
No, the animated Transformers series. I haven't finished them. I think I watched one season and halfway through the second. Or what is it? The War for Cybertron. They're not bad. They're not bad.
Yeah, y'all say so. I'm like, okay, but they try. Yeah. What do we got here? Okay, now we talk about some shit everybody hates.
Okay.
Now we're gonna stick with the movies. We're gonna talk about Nintendo.
Everybody hates Nintendo, huh?
No, everybody loves Nintendo, but everybody hates it when Nintendo does anything but make video games, because that's what we're going with right now. Because Nintendo, I don't have the thing right here. Because Nintendo is making a new Super Mario Brothers movie.
That's what everybody wants, yeah.
Because they haven't learned their lesson from 30 years ago. Stop making these fucking movies. But the thing is, they listed the name of it, and you see a bunch of nice talent in here. But at the top of the list, you see the name that they have there. They have your boy, Chris Pratt.
My boy. Why is he my boy?
Oh yeah, so Chris Pratt is playing Super Mario, and
now mind you, this is an animation. It's not live.
That's what people don't understand. People don't understand that it's animation. They just think he's just gonna show up, in a Mario Brothers cosplay outfit and just do it. No, his
with a big giant, felt mustache on.
Right, but people don't care. It's
Fake
like, look,
mustache.
yeah, right. People don't care. They like, if we fought this hard to make them change Sonic, push that back for a year, we need to get the same people together and have them get Chris Pratt off this movie. And that's what I started thinking, Eli. I'm starting to notice a pattern with Chris Pratt specifically. People hate this guy. And it's nothing to do with his movies. Maybe it has something to do with his movie. Maybe it's something to do with him, but I think people just hate him specifically. And I think that's the problem they have with the movie. Not because as far as voice acting, he can do voice acting. He did Lego Movie. And that movie did like $500 million.
That movie's great.
So he can do voice acting. So that's not the problem.
But that's his voice. He's just playing himself.
People are saying, well, he's not going to sound like Mario. What the fuck does Mario sound like? It's me, Mario. That's what you want. Nobody did that shit.
What if he does the Brooklyn Goodfellas accent, like, hey, yo, Luigi, you got a wrench over here. I got a leak over here.
He'll be better than the guy that played him in the 80s.
Koopa? What's a fucking Koopa?
So, yes, he probably will put on a bullshit Italian accent. People are mad because Chris Pratt is an Italian.
You got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do.
Louis. I want to see the movie now. If he
Yo,
does
Mario, yeah.
accent, so.
If I didn't do what I had to do, I would have never did what I did.
Mario Soprano. Yeah, that's what we want to see Chris Pratt do. So that's what people are pissed off because let's just address the elephant in the room as far as Chris Pratt. People hate Chris Pratt because not of his movies, because of him, because he has been associated with the anti-LGBT church, which, let's face it.
Oh yeah, I heard his politics are a little disagreeable.
That's the thing. He never said it. He never said any of the stuff he did. How's it Diet Coke? What Diet Coke? Oh yeah, okay. Oh, he must be quoting RoboCop. I forgot to click on it. So yeah, that's the thing. So Chris Pratt has never actually said any of this stuff that people are accusing him of. So yes, he's supposed to be associated with an anti-LGBT church, which, let's be honest, what church isn't? Let's just put that out there. Also, and he may or may not be associated with MAGA because main reason people are saying may or may not. He never said it, but people are saying that because all the Avengers made some kind of press conference for Joe Biden right before thinking he was the only one that was missing.
I know he's like super hardcore, like Jesus fanatic. I do know that.
Right. That's the only thing people know about it because he said it on an interview, but that's it. As far as the politics, we really don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, and people are thinking he cheated on Anna Faris. May or may not. So
he seems like a nice guy, but I've known like some, really religious people who seem like nice guys, and then I was like, I wonder.
Right.
Then there's this one dude I worked with. Yeah, and he was like really super nice and polite, but then he had like Bible verses written on his pickup truck. Like he wrote Bible verse, like a bunch of them. It was like the notebook, like in Seven, those notebooks the serial killer had. That's what it looked like. He wrote Bible verses all over his truck. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going over this guy's house.
Right. That's a red flag right there. That's the thing. And
but
I hate this.
Pray for me all you want, man. Thanks a lot. But
right. And that's the thing. When we just get in our head, it's just automatic trigger. Like when we see white religious dude, racist. That's just all it is to it. Like we just put them both together. It's just like all one thing. It may or may not be that way, but that's just the connotation with it. That's the stereotype.
Yeah.
So
I've seen Chris Pratt's Twitter. He does lean to one side, but I don't follow him enough to to know anything, and I ain't gonna judge, whatever.
Right, but that's the thing. That's how crazy cancel culture is. We want to cancel this guy that has said nothing. Just because of what we think his political views are. Like, why should it matter? Why should that even matter? Let's say he comes out and says all the crazy shit that we accuse him of and did all the crazy shit we accuse him of. So what? Yeah, he cheated on his wife with Jennifer Lawrence. Honestly, I don't think Anna Faris would even be mad about that. Like, it's Jennifer Lawrence. What do you expect? But even if he did that stuff, why should it matter? Separate the art from the artist. Let's say he did some crazy shit, like he art bodies in his trunk or casket, like that. Let him play.
Who is eating people? Who is the guy who was eating?
Army Hammer.
That's like okay, yeah, maybe
But they didn't prove he was eating people. That's the thing. People just said he was eating people. And they removed him off every movie just because of that. He actually had a movie with Gal Gadot. They just canceled. It erased, because of that cannibal bullshit. So that's the thing. We need to get over ourselves, man. Just let people be people. We're not perfect. Just because people don't agree with stuff you do, or if you get accused of eating people, doesn't mean you shouldn't just not make movies.
If you ain't going to cancel Disney or Amazon, hey, fuck, don't be canceling Army Hammer.
Right. So what if he ate somebody? We're all human.
He didn't eat you. What the fuck?
Right. Nobody
He didn't bite your ass. What's your problem?
You're not his type. That's the thing. We don't know if he ate people or not, but he has literally been banned from Hollywood because of the rumor that he ate people. Just being gay anymore, that don't cut it. You got to step your game up. You got to eat people now. Like I said, like Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey got all this shit like that, but am I going to stop watching Kevin Spacey movies coming? Am I going to stop watching The Negotiator, or Baby Driver?
Usual Suspects,
Usual Suspects. Am I going to stop playing Call of Duty because he shows up in one of those games? No.
He's a scumbag.
Yeah,
he's a scumbag. I know he's a scumbag, but I still watch The Ref during Christmas time because it's just funny.
Usual Suspect, Kaiser Sose. I'm not going to cancel that movie.
7, back to 7,
Yeah. And it's a lot of fucked up people in Usual Suspect. Bryan Singer all together. Am I gonna stop watching those? Like all those X-Men movies.
And
he did all that shit?
And speaking of Jesus freaks, Baldwin, was it Stephen Baldwin? That dude's all straight, Jesus fanatic too. So who knows what he's writing on his pickup truck?
All right, let's talk about R. Kelly. I gotta talk about it. Cliff. I'm glad you listen to R. Kelly. I'm not gonna judge you for listening to R. Kelly. I can't listen to R. Kelly because there is footage and proof of him doing all this bullshit they said he did. And on top of that, he talks about it in his music. He literally wrote a song for Aaliyah at 14 years old, and the song was called Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. That was the name of the album. So he's telling you up front what he was doing. That's when I'm listening to it. I'm just like, I can't listen to R. Kelly when he's doing this shit. So that's why I draw the line. Everybody else, I'm cool with. Rubbing on your booty. I'm just like that. It rubs me the wrong way listening to it. But anybody else listen to R. Kelly, more power to you. I'm not going to cancel you for not canceling R. Kelly. Do what you do.
Yeah, what the fuck, Cliff? That's it. You're done. We're blocking you right now.
You are canceled, Cliff.
What the fuck?
Like, how do you listen to R. Kelly? Cliff, like, with headphones? I don't know. I think we know. Oh, we're still on Nintendo. However, we're going to transition to the video game section. And did I say this? I didn't say this. Okay. Because we're still going to talk about Nintendo. Okay, boom.
But so now I kind of want to see Chris Pratt do a Goodfellas accent for Mario. Now.
Oh, people are going to hate that. And that's going to make me want to watch it even more.
Yeah, I know. Who the fuck does this talking turtle think he is?
Oh, man. All right. So, like I said, we're going to talk about Nintendo. Now, Nintendo had another fan event this week also where they announced a whole bunch of stuff. Hold on, what we got here? Damn, I listen to Elvis. Okay. I can't listen to Elvis either, but I just don't fuck with Elvis. Elvis is not a hero to me. Damn. Eli, what was that line? What was
motherfuck him and John Wayne.
Thank you. I knew you were about to say it. I couldn't remember the line off the top of my head, but I knew you knew it. So
gotta fight the power, yo.
Fight the power. All right. So, like I said, Nintendo had a event also where they have Nintendo Online, where they're going to announce if you pay for the online subscription, it comes free with not only Sega Genesis games, but also Nintendo 64 games. And I'm trying to see if I can listen to it. Oh, before we get to that, Eli, what was your favorite Mario game? We didn't get to that yet.
The OG, the Mario Brothers, not Super Mario, Mario Brothers, where they're
plumbers.
Plumbers, okay. Where they're just knocking the turtles and the crabs off the pipes. I used to put a quarter in that shit and jam one game for like a half hour.
Okay. I would get that wasn't Mario's first game, right?
Oh, I know. Yeah, Donkey Kong.
Okay, Donkey Kong.
That shit's hard. I sucked at Donkey Kong. I don't think
first level.
I don't think I could ever beat the first level.
That shit I had it on Nintendo, so I played enough times so I would have beat it. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Public Enemy Rules. Yeah, I knew Cliff was gonna know it. See, us three, we know it. Nobody else gonna know it, but we know it.
Terminator X.
Yeah. Exactly. So my favorite, of course, is going to be Super Mario Brothers 3. That is my favorite.
That's a
stopped
good
playing
one.
Mario. Yeah, I stopped
That's a
playing
good
that.
one.
However, I do want to say this, Eli. My nephew has that Nintendo Switch, and he has that Mario Galaxy one. That game is so fucking fun.
Well,
Oh my god, that game is so fun.
the one on the Wii, because we had a Wii that my kid played, and that one was fun.
Yeah,
Whatever one that was
games
on.
like this anymore. What?
Yeah, side
So-
scrolling. This was like old school Mario.
Yeah, and then they have that Mario. Yeah, so but here's the thing. Here's the thing about Mario 3. I think because the Mario 3 was the advertising what got me so well, because this was the trailer to Mario 3. And honestly, Eli, when I saw this when I was a kid, this is the most epic shit I've ever seen in my life. I mean, even right now, I'm getting a slight erection, but I'm just saying. When I saw that this
you're
was just-
canceled.
Yeah, okay. Me and Kevin Spacey, but yeah. Donkey Kong is pissed. No, Eli. Donkey Kong is gonna be in this Mario movie coming up. And I think he's played by Jack Black, I think.
Okay.
I didn't pay attention. Or no, Seth Rogen. Which people hate him also. So yeah, so it's like a
Do they?
1-2 punch.
What did he do?
Because he's associated with
Franco?
Franco. Yeah.
Okay.
And Franco did some fucked up shit. So he just because he's his friend, fuck him too. So they all together. So even though he tried to pretend like he don't know Franco.
You know all this shit's just on Twitter though.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But they make the most noise. That's the thing. You know, banned from YouTube.
From YouTube.
We're not just on YouTube. We're on Instagram also, so we're banned from there also. So maybe on TikTok also. So yeah, so that's my thing. So back to Nintendo Switch thing. So like I said, they got 2 games coming out. They're gonna be what do we got? So we got the Nintendo 64, and we got where's it? Oh, this is what I was trying to get. This okay, SEGA Genesis, Nintendo 64. Now here's the thing about it. So they're gonna be selling controllers with it also separately.
Mhm.
Now here's my thing. The SEGA Genesis controller, wrong controller. It should be the one with the 6 buttons on it. That's
Oh,
one
yeah.
that came out later. Yeah. Now, as far as the Nintendo 64 controller, Eli, that's my issue I have going on right now. The Nintendo 64 controller is the worst controller ever made. I know I'm not saying something I heard on Twitter. I had that piece of shit. It's worse than that Steam controller I had the other day, and I'm gonna tell you why it's worse than that. It does control the same way it does control, but here's the thing: that joystick,
Yeah.
if you play it enough times, it will blister your thumbs bad enough that you might even bleed while playing them. I know that because I've done it. But the thing is, the games were so awesome, you don't notice the blood. You're just playing. You're like, oh, after 5 hours of WWE Revenge or whatever the fuck that shit is, you're like, what? I need a thumb, a band-aid on my thumb or something like that. You go to school next day, like, been playing Nintendo 64 again, huh? So yeah, so that controller was fucking terrible. Please don't buy the controller. Oh, another thing I want to say. I forgot to rant. Don't buy that fucking SEGA Genesis thing over there because all those games are already available on every single platform, including the Nintendo Switch. They're available on PC, PlayStation, Sega, the same damn games. You can play them right now. You don't have to subscribe to the Sega thing.
No, I got one of them. I got one of them little Genesis retro things and shit, and it has that same controller.
Thank you,
And
Cliff.
it only has the 3 buttons. But yeah, when you play like Street Fighter, you have to hit like start to make them go to the other buttons.
Oh, it was terrible.
It was
terrible.
You should have just had the 6 buttons.
So what we did, I had the 6 buttons, and my brother had the 3, but we only had 1 controller. So I used to give my brother the 3 buttons. So I just beat his ass all day. So that's what. All right. So I think they were done with that. So can we move on to the next part of the podcast?
Sure.
You know what? For a show that we didn't have anything to talk about, we had a bunch of shit to talk about.
Yeah, we thought this was going to be a slow week.
We thought it was going to be a slow week.
We're talking about Mario for the past 20 minutes.
Oh, and last thing, like I said, we all know everybody getting pissed off about Chris Pratt, but we all know who the best Mario was. So
He's canceled too, ain't he? Like a
He's
scumbag now.
Oh, and you know what's funny about this, Eli? 50% of people that see this picture don't know who this is.
Okay, well, I'd say I ain't gonna say his name that way, so we don't get canceled.
Right. If we say his name, this show is going to get banned immediately. We won't say it, but it's just funny. But it's like, if you know, you know. Half the people watching this will know who he is. The other half was just like, oh, is that Captain Lou Albano? No, it's not.
But I guess there was some kind of like petition. They want Danny DeVito to be Mario or some shit. I heard.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. It's. Oh, yeah. All right. So, like I said, next part of the podcast is the comic book bullies, where we talk about the comic books, and we're just going to just jump into it. And Eli, I guess we half and half it. Should I go first? You go first?
It doesn't matter. Whatever.
Let you go first because I wanted to do my last book last. So if we time it just right, yeah. So I'll let you go first.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll do. Should I
Spam
get
blocker.
Don't
say his name. He who shall not be named. We can't say it because we get banned. So
Yeah. So I guess I'll start. I'll go with DC. We'll do Nightwing number 84, which is a Fear State tie-in.
yay.
Yay! Yes, Fear State. So basically, Nightwing, or no, it's 86. Is it 86? I don't know.
84.
84? Oh, maybe this is the wrong. So, anyways, maybe this is a spoiler. I don't know. Anyway, Fear State is going on.
Whatever the fuck this shit is. Fear Street sounds better though. I'd read that book.
Fear Street is awesome on Netflix. Go watch that shit. Fear State is not awesome. So Nightwing, the book, Tom Taylor's Nightwing, is going really cool right now, but it had to stop all the cool shit that they're telling to tell about this Fear State shit. The magistrate has taken over Gotham City in cahoots with Scarecrow, using fear to enforce a police state, yada, yada, yada. That's going on in the Batman series. It's this big event that probably didn't need to be an event, but I think they decided to make it an event because Tinian's leaving.
Future state and all that stuff. He's leaving because of that bullshit.
Yeah, it's like, okay, let's stretch this bullshit out even longer. So I think this is meant to be like a regular arc, and then let's make it an event with all these tie-ins and shit.
It's Batman, so yeah, why not?
So that's going on in Gotham City. Nightwing's over here in Bloodhaven. And he's like, hey, I can't he gets like a signal from Oracle, but he doesn't know that the Oracle's been hacked into. So then he goes to Gotham City and finds, the magistrate, the military police, being assholes. And then Batman shows up, and that was cool. They kind of, him and, it's the dynamic duo back together again, whipping these cops' asses. And then he tells Dick about, what's been going on. Like, Oracle's, somebody hacked into Oracle's, system, and you can't trust it, blah, 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 blah. So then he goes to the clock tower to meet, Barbara, and she's like, yeah, I can't use my thing, but so I'm going to become Batgirl again. And I guess that pissed a bunch of people off, but whatever.
Yeah, because they like a better, guess, whatever.
So she's Batgirl again, and that's where the book ends. So I enjoy, it's fine. It was just them kicking ass. It's Batman and Robin kicking ass again. That was kind of cool. 3 out of 5. And I also read the Batman Fear State book, the new one, and that sucked. It was just Ghostmaker going inside Batman's head to fix the shit that, the fear toxin shit. And it was kind of like Inception in a way. He goes inside his dreams and he finds out some secrets that I didn't give a shit about. And I'm like, am I gonna give up on this run? No. I kind of feel guilty about it. Like, damn, I'm gonna stop reading Batman.
I don't know. It's like Tinian at this point. It's kind of like 10 minutes before you clock out of your shift. That's
and
Batman
then
run feels. Yeah.
But then I remember, I gave up on the Tom Taylor run, with 5 issues left. I might have just said, "Fuck it, I don't care anymore." It was like 5 issues, it wasn't that many left, and I was like, "I don't give a shit." And I stopped.
I still don't know what happened with that book. It's like, is it collected in trade now? It's like I know Bane did something.
Yeah,
but I don't know what he did.
Shit, and then he was doing some shit with Catwoman that I never read. Bruce is still broke.
He's a millionaire.
But he's a millionaire. He's not a
billionaire, but a millionaire.
Yeah. He's got to live in the city now. Not even in the hood. He's living in like the hipster part of town. The gentrified part of town.
Right.
He owns the whole block. He owns the whole block. But Nightwing got that money from Alfred. He got the inheritance, and that was the storyline going on in that book. He's gonna basically do what Bruce Wayne should have did. Help out the community and shit. Use all that money. Give all that money to charity. Do some good with it. And then that's all on hold because of this Fear State shit. And so, yeah. 3 out of 5 for Nightwing. I don't give a shit about Batman. So
More fear state, future
Yeah.
state, whatever the hell this shit is. Okay. All right. So next book we're going to do is X-Men number 3. X-Men number 3. And based on this book is about they fight the High Evolutionary. He's not even really an X-Men villain, but they kind of just shows up in this book. You're like, well, he's about evolution. X-Men about evolution. Why don't we be a thing? You know. So that's what's going on right now. So let's see what's going on. Yeah. So basically what the book goes down to is that Abigail Brand is letting them know that a big, huge spaceship is on their way, headed straight for the name Vietnam. So headed to Vietnam. And the X-Men is standing there waiting to intercept it. And they were like, if we need help, we'll let you know. And they like, and Lorna's just like, who's in the ship? Like, we'll let you know. It turns out who's in the ship, High Evolutionary, with his daughter Luminous and a bunch of, I don't know, Battletoads or 8 people, whatever the fuck. That's his thing. He takes animals and turn them into people and shit. So he's just like, I'm here because you colonized Mars, and I'm here because I see that you mutants have taken it to the next step. So I'm here to make it even faster. So what I've done, and his daughter gets this spear out. And what it says is that what it does is that what it's going to do is that sterilize every single human on this planet. So in a generation time, they'll all be gone and mutants will inherit the earth. Otherwise, you cannot accept my gift, and I'll just go back. And then Rogue punched the shit out of him because apparently he kidnapped Rogue and did some shit to Rogue, whatever like that. So when that happens, that's when they just go all out and they just start punching this shit, and they punch. Cut to the end. Just fighting. So more Ninja Turtles pop up, or whatever the fuck how even Evolutionary does.
What's that animal superhero team on? What are they called again?
Brute Force.
Brute Force.
How the hell did they not tie Brute Force to the High Evolutionary? Because that's what he does. You know. So anyway, Sunfire burns High Evolutionary. He heals immediately. He sees Sync. He's like, oh yeah, I like that. Like, this guy's way more powerful than Rogue. You know, I thought Rogue was something. You know. And they fight Illuminus and all stuff like that. And they fight some more. And that's when they get to the point where Sing is just like, Sunfire's falling. He was like, don't worry, I grabbed him. And Illuminus is like, well, why you grabbed him? I'm gonna just beat the shit out of your teammates. He's like, no, I mean, I grabbed your powers. Because, you know, Sing has the power to absorb other people's powers. So he's got the powers. He was like, High Evolutionary, call this attack off, or I'm gonna hit you with your daughter's powers. He was like, you know you're not, because I can turn her powers off anytime I feel like it. Snaps his fingers, her powers are gone, Sync powers are gone. He's like, but don't worry, I'm not going to kill you, X-Men. I'm going to give you one more chance. I want his blood. And that's when Laura steps in. She's like, only way you're going to get his blood is over my dead body. And that's when Sync like, no. If this stops the fight, let's just give him what he wants. And so right here, you're going to get the sexiest stab you've ever seen. Well, other than that scene in Blade 2 where he, you know, sucks the blood out that sexy vampire.
Put it in his ass or something.
Yeah. Nothing like that. So Laura gives him like a little bitty stab, you know, while they hold hands and shit, you know. And he throws his blood at High Evolutionary. He's like, you stole fire from the gods and tell about it, you know, and then he just leaves. That's it. But he also tells her what the hell's been going on. All these attacks at the X-Men going on. Some fungus called Cordyceps Jones, who now runs the Mojo world, has upgraded to the game world, and they're making bets on who can kill the X-Men. So that's why they send all these attacks at them. And Vietnam thanks X-Men, and they give them dinner. That's it. But wait, there's more. So that's not the end. The end of the book is this guy called Dr. Stasis. And he meets, you know, the Daily Bugle's editor, Ben Urich, you know, the guy from the Dead Arrow comics. And he met with the X-Men a few weeks ago. And he's just like, look, if you're finna fight the X-Men, they got so many enemies that you want to make the front page. So what are you here? He's like, no, I'm not here to fight I'm here to fight the X-Men in a different way than Magneto and Apocalypse does. I'm here to fight them by publicity. So what he does, he hands him an envelope. So he opens up the envelope, and that's when Ben Urich sees Cyclops' dead body. Now, this is from the like Powers of X way back then, you know, where they shot Cyclops in the face. He's like, look the date on it. So this shit happened months ago. However, he interviewed Cyclops 2 weeks ago. So how the hell did this happen? So that's when he drops the bomb on him that the X-Men have figured out resurrection. That's the one secret they have been keeping from everybody, the rule of Krakoa. And now Ben Urich knows this rule. So now he has a dilemma on whether or not he should put in the Daily Bugle. You know, not the first time he's been dealt with that, because Daredevil told him his secret and he was about to write the story and then he hit delete the story. So
that sounds interesting.
So we deal with the X-Men. Who knows? Because like that's the one thing that they didn't tell anybody they knew how to do. So Marvel, the House of Bad Ideas. How's that a bad idea? Come on, Cliff. You got to give them some credit. You just can't shit on them just to shit on them. Just Marvel. Shit on them. Now, back to before we go to it, there was something Cliff said earlier. I want to get back to it. I don't want to leave out. He talked about Titans and Doom Patrol. I don't see it right now.
I'm not watching any of that.
Okay, so here's the thing about Titans and Patrol. Watch Titans. It's whatever. Doom Patrol. Here's the thing, Eli. I think I'm over Doom Patrol. Over their weirdness. You're like, oh, we're so weird. We're so weird. I'm like, I get it. But now I'm watching this like, okay, you're weird. What does she got? And it's not catching me. It's like the novelty is over. You know, I get it. You're weird. As far as Titan is just like whack ass cosplay of what Teen Titans should be.
No, I've seen clips of that show and I'm like, it looks like cosplayers.
Yeah. I was like, nah, that's bad cosplay at that. I've seen better cosplay, you know.
Yeah.
So not my thing. If other people like it, cool. But I'm over both those shows. I'm just like, whatever. So, all right. You're up again.
All right. Well, I guess I'll do Star Wars Bounty Hunters.
Fat T, what up? We see you. Don't hide. We see you.
Fat T in the house. All right.
He's not here, but I see him.
Oh, okay.
I know he's there.
Is he on Twitch or something?
Nah. Let's see. Elseworlds type. Yeah, that's basically what it is. If that, you know.
All right. Okay, so I will do Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 16. This is a War of the Bounty Hunters tie-in. So that's still going on. It's been going on forever, for like months now. And yes, they are dragging the shit out of this. This started out really cool. I was really into this. And now it's just dragging. And we still got another month to go at least. another 20 books to go.
Got to milk that crossover.
Yeah. So basically this takes place between Empire Strikes Back and Jedi. And all these bounty hunters, all the criminal underworld are fighting for frozen Han Solo and Carbonite. You know, Boba Fett had him, but then Crimson Dawn stole him. Crimson Dawn is the organization from Solo, Kira running it. And she held an auction where all the criminals, the Hutts and all the crime, the Black Sun, all the mobsters in the universe, you know, had to, you know, trying to, you know, get a hand on Han Solo. And then the Empire shows up. Darth Vader shows up for some reason. Luke Skywalker and Leia show up for some reason. And it's just like, this could have been just gangster shit. You know what I mean? Just gangsters fighting, but they're just again, Luke and Leia and everybody, like, back to what I'm saying. Let's branch
get
out.
Away from that. Right.
Yes, let's branch out. Let's have like the scum and this. I thought this was like the crime underworld, the scum and villainy, gangster shit, outlaw Western shit going on. And now they're bringing all this rebellion shit, you know? And so basically this is, you know, Dengar, Valance, and Boba Fett get into a fight. Valance basically betrays Dengar, who joins up with Bosk, who's been betrayed by Boba Fett. And it's all this triple and double crossing and shit. And they're just still dragging out, trying to get Han Solo. And we know where he's going. We know Boba Fett's going to get him because he's the one who delivers him to Jabba, because we've seen Return of the Jedi. So, yeah, the novelty in this is worn off because they're just dragging it out, you know? So, yeah, this is a fucking 2 out of 5. I'm like, damn, am I going to give up on this? Because I was holding out for that IG-88 book. You know?
I mean, is that going to be in this crossover series?
Yeah, there's a tie-in, an IG-88 tie-in. I was like so excited when I first heard about it, and now I'm like, do I even give a shit anymore? You know, because watch Luke show up in that book. Like, what's Luke doing here? You know? And then there's this other side. They're still digging up that old side plot about the 2 criminal organizations and the heir It's
the
like
Crimson Dawn, all stuff like that.
it's like there's this heir to the two warring crime families, and they're trying to make it some like royalty Game of Thrones shit out of like the mob. You know,
Oh damn, Cliffhanger worse than you do.
yeah, it's just dragging. It's like that's not how the mob works, yo. They're not kings and royalty and knights and shit. They just chase money, and
right.
you know.
I mean, well, you got the mafia, you know, with the made men and the capos. So
yeah, but this whole thing about like,
you know?
yeah, but this whole thing about there's the heir to this crime family who will stop the war and bring all. I don't give a shit. You know,
right?
Just go rob something, man. So yeah, I'm kind of
No,
I'm done.
Okay. All right. So next book we got a book I've been excited for. Anytime it comes out, it comes out at very rare time. You know, doesn't come out as often as I like. And it's actually issue 4 out of 5. This is TMNT, The Last Ronin, 4 out of 5. Eli, you did read this?
I read this. Yes. Oh yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. I'm trying to make sure. You know, I mean, he should have been there by now if he was a thing. Why save him?
Yeah, but is he? No, Maul is dead by now. Maul died.
No, because remember,
Rebels.
because he was in Solo.
Yeah, but that Solo happened before Rebels. He died. Obi-Wan killed him in Rebels. Solo happened way before Rebels. Yeah, he's dead by now. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he'll come back after he dies. You know.
They cloned him or something. Who knows?
Yeah. So, all right. So let's see what we got going on here. Okay. So, like I said, we got The Last Ronin. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. People don't know what's going on. This is technically, chronologically, the last Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle story. This is a story where everybody dies. That's what's going on. So, Raphael died in issue 2. Leonardo and Casey died in issue 3. We see a bow staff in blood in issue 4. So, what happens next? I guess we'll find out. Let's see. Teenage Mutant Turtles will never die. Yeah. They will never die. This is just they got a whole 100-issue run with cows and all kind of shit that I don't pay attention to, but this Geeks and Comics love it, so more power to them. All right, so what do we got here? You might have to help me out with this, Eli, but anyway, we got this. I got to give you a splash page, because basically the book starts off with like a Saving Private Ryan type deal where they storm the beach. Yeah, storm the beach. Basically they're raiding Baxter Stockman's fortress. You know, that's what they're doing right now. And it's Michelangelo. Folks know who's the last.
This is a fear state.
This is but this fear state done right.
This is a better fear state than Batman.
This is a better fear state than Batman, right? This is a fear state. If fear state actually was good, you know.
It's basically the Foot Clan are running a military, police state in New York, and
that's exactly what it is. So you got Michelangelo right here, who is the last turtle alive. All his brothers are dead, and you have Casey Marie. This is Casey Jones and April's daughter. Yeah, thanks. All right, so. Anyway, we cut to this, and then, like I said, it's back to Stockman, and all kind of mouses in and shit like that. And we get to it, but we got to have a flashback about Casey Marie training. And basically, Michelangelo's saying she's good, but she sucks. We put her out in the field, she ain't gonna make it,
And that for those who don't know, that's Michelangelo is like talking to the ghosts of his brothers.
Right, so they're not there. They're dead. So
that's all in his head. Yeah,
it's all in his head. So they're really not there. He just thinks they're there because basically the coping mechanism not go insane. Being the only one left. So they're basically saying she sucks. You're a white belt. You pretend to be a warrior. Attack me. Stop trying to hit me. The typical Matrix kung fu coach shit. And then he was like, yeah, you ain't shit. All right, come at me again. And he comes at it again. But this time he's like, whoa. What the hell? And she actually gets a few good hits in on him. She's like, okay, you kind of all right, but then he just steps up again. And
she's got strength. She's got power.
Yeah, she's got power. So he's a lot stronger than what he thought he was, but she's still not on his level, So just toss aside. But he said, don't worry, I will train you. From that day, she calls him sensei, and let's cut to it. Oh, and he tells a story about what happened to the other Ninja Turtles. What happened. Now, we know we have the other Ninja Turtle, but now he's telling the story of what happened to Donatello and Splinter. Because Donatello and Splinter, because he actually hitched a ride over to Japan, and he went to the Hamato clan, the Hamato village, the original village where Splinter is from in Japan. So he went there and he asked them, what happened to my brother and my father? He was like, yeah, they fought to the end, but you know, since you're part of the clan also, you know, you can stay here. But they told the story. And what's the guy named? Shinichiro. Master Shinichiro. That's his name. That he's the head of the Yamato clan. So he's over Splinter, you know, and they tell the story about what happened. So Splinter and Donatello came to Japan to basically have a one-on-one conversation with Hiroto Osaki?
The Osaki clan. Yeah.
The Osaki clan.
The rival ninja clan where Shredder's from.
So this is Shredder's grandson. He's the head of the clan now. So basically they came to Japan to basically have a one last basically truce to just end all this. So when
squash the beef, end the war, make peace.
Yeah, and say to be done with it. So that's the thing. So when they finally get there, that's when you got this guy. So Hiroto Osaki isn't there. It's some guy named, honestly, it doesn't matter what his name is. In 2 panels, it won't matter what his name is. He shows up. He's just like, yeah, he's there. He's back at the base of putting together your dinner. He was like, no, his ass supposed to be here right now. And so until he gets here, and that's when Splinter kind of gets his sword ready. He like, until he get here, I'm gonna stand over here and I'll wait for him. You know.
Yeah, he knows what's up.
Yeah, he knows like it's some bullshit because, and then he was like, welcome home, rat. You know, and that's Shredder's grandson talking this bullshit. He was just like, oh yeah, we didn't come for a truce. I came here to get you away from your family so I can kill your family in New York so I can have you here so I can divide and conquer. So yeah, it's done. And that's what Splinter said. Oh, that's why I said it. Who these guys were don't matter because Splinter cut all their heads off and
with one swipe.
With one swipe, all their heads went up. All his goons. So he's just like that. Like, look, you would call me Master Splinter. You would not address me as Rat.
Yeah.
He was like,
it's a trap, basically. Yeah.
That's what's going on because he basically just like, look, even Shredder wouldn't have pulled this bullshit. Shredder at least had honor.
Yep.
Yeah, he went in there. You dishonor your clan doing this bullshit, trying to trap us here. So it's just Donatello, Splinter, Master Sinis, whatever got in, and 2 other nameless.
Yeah, just a few of them against the whole army.
Against a whole army because they basically trapped them and they just going at them. So they just fighting. They rush at him. But the thing is, and Donatello's doing work with that bow staff. He stabbed the guy in the eye with
this. Was sad. Yeah, this was like sad. I actually felt this.
Yeah, because you knew what was coming. Like I said, we've been prepared. They've been preparing us for this. But Splinter was just laying waste to these guys. He was just like, look, if I'm going to have a conversation one-on-one with his grandson, if I can get to him, I'm going to carve my way till I get to him. So they just taking people out left and right. But the thing is that, even though they are better trained than these guys and powerful than these guys, it's too many of them, you know. But that's not what gets them. And Splinter's just going to work on these guys. They'll say if they went out like Scarface and Tony Montana and Scarface.
They went out some G's. Like, where's that pan? But he's like, prepare the archers.
That's what got it. He was like, prepare the archers, And he was like, oh, you're gonna send the archers at them? Face me like a man, face me like your grandfather would. Your man boy, all this. Like Splinter's just talking shit to him the whole time. So he was like, well, I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna take care of him myself. But before he gets down there, the other guy, his minion, whatever like that, tells him prepare the archers. Just fire the archers right now. Don't even wait for it. Take them all out. So they fire the archers, and Splinter, like in his last,
that's cool. Where Splinter throws the sword
because he knows it's about to come. He was like, look, if I can get one good shot on this guy and take him with me,
but
it was all
panel, that's fucking
this panel right, because Donatello did what he could to try to stand in front of Splinter and try to, take the brunt of it. But
jumped in front of the arrows.
But it was too many of them.
Yeah.
I'm
like, damn, that's
they
hard.
took the Shredder's grandson took his own folks out. The Osaki clan, they died because they were too close to him. He didn't care. Like, take everybody out. So he got him in the shoulder. I thought he got him in the neck at first, but he got him in the shoulder. So he didn't kill him. He just got wounded and he retreated from battle. So, but anyway, that's when the Hamato clan finally shows up. But by the time they showed up, it was already too late.
Yeah.
So
but Donatello died protecting his dad. I thought that was heartbreaking.
Yeah, that was it. So the Hamato clan shows up, but then by then it's where Osaki clan bolts out of there. But it's too late. Donatello, Splinter, they bit the bucket. Kicked the bucket. My fault. Yeah. So that's he told the story of Michelangelo. He's just like, look, with everything that happened, you are a part of the clan. You're part of the family also. Your brother and your son, your brother and your father died protecting us. So if you stay here, we'll train you too. But Michelangelo was like, being around y'all is too emotional for me, so I gotta leave. So he just wandered the mountains, and that was it. That's where he went.
That's when he becomes a Ronin.
That's when he becomes a Ronin because he has no clan. He's to himself. So yeah, and that's when Michelangelo like, look, April, if I knew you were alive, maybe I would have did things differently, but it doesn't change the mission. The mission that Splinter put us on to begin with to wipe out the Orokosaki clan. And until they're done, I'm not done. So it's either us or them. That's the only way we can get out of here. So, and that's when April's like, yeah, before we go, I want you to and that's when Michelangelo's like, why didn't you tell me about Casey? Why didn't you tell me Casey Marie had, that she's a mutant?
She's a mutant.
Yeah, basically, she got super strength, she got super speed, she can heal. And
Healing
like
factor, yeah.
Right. And that's when April's telling, like, well, we didn't know either. A reason we did it because both her parents hung around your ass the whole time. We got infected. So when she came out, that's why she has powers. So technically you gave her powers. And that's when April just like, look, before we do this, I need you to meet some of my friends. That's when he meets like the resistance members. And I'll be honest with you, this Commander Avalone, he is the worst field commander of all time. I'm gonna just cut to the end of it, man. This dude wouldn't survive around in Call of Duty, man, because he's putting a plan together, and his plan goes to shit like almost immediately. We're gonna go to Roosevelt Island and take out Baxter Stockman. He won't see us coming. He saw him coming. Like his gunners, we're gonna take out his gunners so we can get our team in there. There's too many gunners, they can't get him in there. So Baxter Stockman knew they were coming the whole time. And yeah, I was hoping like that guy would get killed immediately, but I think he survived, But anyway, I'm gonna just cut to the good part of it. Michelangelo takes the initiative to take out some of the gunners, so some of the flyers can get in so they can parachute in. And they finally get inside, and that's when Baxter Stockman is like, I'm gonna take these guys out. So he's sending the Mousers, and they send out some EMPs, but there's so many Mousers that the EMPs don't work, But that's okay because when April comes in with the big EMP, in the party wagon, whatever they got, and she takes out the rest of the Mousers. So they go for Baxter Stockman, shoot down the door. Baxter Stockman is there waiting for, and they put in Professor Honeycutt, who's an old school Teenage Mutant Turtle thing.
Fugitoid.
Thank you.
Hey, Cliff, you remember Fugitoid?
I know.
Back in the day.
I know Cliff knows him. Cliff got it. You got to know the Fugitoid, Cliff. Let's see what we got. I'm picking this.
Yes,
up.
This is good. This is dope.
Yeah, this not the bullshit one with the woman turtle in it. No, this is the real shit. This is the real shit right here.
Oh, we just got canceled. We're banned again.
I forgot. One of these days, Eli, we're gonna say some fucked up shit that's gonna end us.
But this is like number one. Wasn't that both our comic of the year or something last year?
Yeah, like honestly, every issue they come out with is like my favorite issue. Yeah. So Cliff, please pick this up. Like I said, this is the 4th issue to the 5th. So we're at the home stretch. We're gonna finish this off. Let's see what we got. So, like I said, she puts Honeycutt, the Fugitoid, into the base because he's basically to power him up and to take over the base.
Yeah.
And that's when Baxter Stockman, Honeycutt's here. I want Honeycutt. So he tries to go after Honeycutt, and that's when you got this big war going on. Smacks it out the way, tries to get Honeycutt, and Honeycutt actually talks. Who we thought Honeycutt was offline. He said, "You shall not pass." And that's when he electrocutes Baxter Stockman. So Baxter Stockman is dead. He's out of there. So
straight up disintegrates him.
Yeah, disintegration. That's it.
Some like fucking Dr. Manhattan disintegrating shit.
Yeah, so no sequel for him, And on top of that, Honeycutt turns himself into a virus that infects Baxter Stockman's system.
And the nanobots and shit.
Yeah, the nanobot system. So his system controls Hirotosaki's system also. Yeah. So since he controls that, Hirotosaki's like robot foot ninja clan, they don't work anymore. So they just go offline. The whole city goes offline because Honeycutt is in control of everything now. And Hirotosaki is pissed off. He's like, I want Baxter Stockman in front of me within the hour. I want every single able-bodied foot ninja that can come here. I want them here on a high alert in my building right now. Like I said,
even though they hate each other, they both hate each other.
Right, because it was like a power play between them. So
yeah, they both needed Baxter Stockman needed the ninja for security, and Osaki needed him for his technology. Yeah, I like that line where he's like, "What's going on Roosevelt Island? I hope Baxter Stockman's getting killed." Then he's like, "Oh, send a squad over there and make sure Baxter
Yeah,
Stockman doesn't get killed."
right. That's like because Hiroto Saki has been pretty much like a little shit in his book. He is not Shredder in any stretch of the imagination. He is a little shit. They go out of their way to put that in there. Like he's based
like the Joffrey. He's like Joffrey from Game of Thrones.
King Joffrey. That's exactly what he is. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's going on. So basically, it's a last push, and they're going to storm Hiroto Saki's base to finally, chop his head off once and for all. And the next issue is supposed to be the last issue of the story. So yeah. So like I said, this book, for those that don't know, is actually written by Eastman, and they actually using Laird's old book. Like they actually wrote this story decades ago. They're just now putting it out and just fine tuning stuff like that. But yeah, this is the original creators. That's why the book feels so good, because it's by the original creators of the comic. So
and those flashback scenes are drawn by Kevin Eastman.
Right. Like I said, that shit he drew way back then. They're just pulling that shit out now. So yeah. So like I said, another awesome book. Kind of down because, like I said, we know what's coming. We know our favorite heroes about to get their heads chopped off. So
one more left, but who knows when? These are coming out every 6 months, or like it's been
taking this week. Yeah, taking a sweet time with this. So
and they're big. They're like 40, 50 pages long. So you're getting your money.
It's worth it because the art is so good. The action is kinetic. It's my favorite word. So yeah, so I'm loving it right now. So I'm gonna be sad when the next issue comes out, not because of what might happen, just because we're not getting any more of them.
Yeah.
So all right. So So what you got next?
I guess I will do. Something is killing the children.
Yeah, you only got one left.
Yeah, number 20. Is this 20? What is this?
No,
the newest one.
19. Yeah.
Yeah. So Tinian, this is James. No, it is 20.
What is it?
Yeah, number 20. That's what it says here.
Okay.
So James Tinian's horror series on Boom Studios about these monsters that are killing kids, and the secret society called the House of Slaughter that employ these monster killers go out and get rid of these monsters in secret. This particular arc is a prequel. We are finding the origin of Erica Slaughter, basically when she first joined the organization as a child. The monsters attacked her family, killed her whole family. A monster slayer named Jessica showed up and killed all the monsters. She was supposed to kill Erica because she was a witness, but couldn't bring herself to do it. So then she ends up bringing her to the House of Slaughter, saying she's going to join us. And of course, the organization is like, well, she's got to pass the trials. So basically, that's what this series is her passing the trials, which she does. And kind of, it's action-wise, it's kind of lackluster. I think this is the last issue in this particular story arc. She does pass the trials. She does become part of the organization, obviously, because she does become a monster hunter in the other books. Not much action, but basically we're diving into how the organization works. The past, how they started, and all the different factions of the organization, all the different, fighters, and some fighting groups, some are secret assassins, some fight giant kaiju monsters and dragons and shit. So that's what this issue is. It's sort of detailing, fleshing out the universe a little more. Just giving a little bit more, world building, and then that's about it. She's part of the crew now. I think the next book is called House of Slaughter, like a spinoff. I saw a preview for Free Comic Book Day, and I think it's with her friend. What's that guy's name? Aaron or something? He's another.
Wait, so are they ending this series and starting something new?
Or maybe like taking a break from this like maybe Erica's story and focusing on the House of Slaughter. It's still Tinian writing. It's still the same universe, but it's her friend. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm still on this. I've been on this book from the get-go. It's one of my favorite books on the shelf right now. I like horror. I'm into monsters. Creature features are probably, my favorite subgenre of horror. I love monsters and what they represent. Monsters are always a metaphor for something, the ills of society, obstacles that we have to face. Vampires were a metaphor for viral infection. Same thing with zombies. You know, the dark side of humanity. You know, society hanging on by a thread. Werewolves are about, you know, the beast nature of humans and adolescence. You know, a lot of werewolf movies dealt with, you know, teenage werewolf, American Werewolf. Yeah, Teen Wolf, American Werewolf in London. They were like coming of age, maturity, you know, becoming mature. The transformation was a metaphor for the you know, becoming an adult, your body changing, going through puberty. You know,
I mean, the Incredible Hulk was kind of based on, like Stan Lee said, is based on werewolf stories. You know,
yeah,
also.
You know, that the dark nature. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, aliens were about invasion. I mean, a lot of those UFO movies.
Xenophobia.
Yeah, invaders. You know, they came out in the 50s and 60s. You know, the Cold War. You know, being a
the
military
Red Scare, Yellow Peril, all this
military occupation, the fear of military occupation, War of the Worlds, all that. So yeah, I mean, I always dug monster stories, and this book is like, yeah, this series. It's these monsters that no one knows about, that this organization battles in secret and keeps it secret. It's like this threat that, you know, this oncoming threat that nobody knows about or nobody wants to deal with, nobody wants to face. And you see that right now. You know, there's all these, whether it be climate change or whatever, you know, gun violence or, you know, viral infection or whatever, you know, pollution. You know, we know all these things. We know we need to be doing things differently, but we don't.
Right.
You know, and that's kind of what the monsters are in this. You know, so yeah, this is like one of my favorite.
Or
books.
even Jason. Jason is a cautionary tale.
Yeah.
About teenage, you know, promiscuity. You know.
Well, slashers are about justice. Slashers are about, you know, a past event. You know, basically righting wrongs. You know, there's always a traumatic event that happened way back when, and they come back for vengeance to right that wrong or wrong that wrong. It's killing, you know, wrongs don't make a right, whatever you want to say. But yeah, slashers are about, there's like a social justice sort of vengeance theme, and also it also the underbelly of America, like the breakdown of the American family. You know, that the suburbs, all these places take place in the country, in the suburbs, and, you know, the underbelly, the violent underbelly, you know, of Americana, you know.
But Jason's more simple because, like I said, he died. Like I said, I haven't watched all the movies, but from what I know, he died because the camp counselors was doing everything but watching him. They were drinking, smoking, having sex, smoking reefer, you know, it's like that. So basically, in those movies, anytime anybody does, like anytime somebody has sex in Jason movie, they die. You drink, smoke, you die. But who lives? The virgin.
Yeah,
the virgin final girl. Do any of this shit. The final girl doesn't do any stuff, never had sex online. So basically, it's a cautionary tale that if you don't partake in those, you know, illegal activity as a teenager, you live. That's all Jason's trying to say.
Yeah. So. And Jason, to me, Jason is like the reject. Jason is the outcast, the bullied outcast that gets back for vengeance. He's the kid with disabilities that got bullied and teased, and then he died. And then he comes back and he's killing all these rich suburban kids who come and party in his woods.
Right.
And don't invite him, you know? So yeah, there's that, you know, again, this vengeance sort of justice, seeking justice for past wrongs. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So last week I got. Now we're gonna do a throwback. We're gonna do a blast from the past. We're gonna do a little OK Boomer. Yeah. I don't know if that's still a thing, but if not, we're gonna make them a thing. So, like I said, what I've been doing for the last, I guess, 2-3 weeks.
But that's you know, Haddonfield is the small town that Halloween created the formula, perfected the formula. You can talk about where did slasher start? Psycho, Black Christmas, Texas Chainsaw, all planted those seeds. But Halloween, Prom Night came after, but Halloween perfected the formula. The babysitters, one night, the escape killer, the final girl, all those tropes were perfected in Halloween, and all the slasher movies after that ripped off Halloween. That's why you had Prom Night and Graduation Day and Happy Birthday to Me and Friday the 13th, you know, April Fool's Day. sleepaway camp. All that it was all, yeah, yeah. So that they all ripped off Halloween. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how we can get canceled. Is that Iron Fist? Oh, okay. It's Enter the Dragon. Yeah. Wait, now is this guy white or is he Asian? But he's colored white because he's from the UK. It is Shang-Chi yellow, like straight up yellow. Of course. Yeah. Because that's how women are. Like right there, he really looks like Bruce Lee right there. Like in some of those older comics, he doesn't really, but right there you can totally tell they're drawing Bruce Lee. Yeah. Ah, shit. Yeah. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. That's like the ending of Escape from New York, where Snake Plissken rips up the tape. Yeah, he gives him that tape of the doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. That song plays instead. Oh, oh god damn. I don't know what's gonna get canceled. That panel or me laughing at it. That's right out of fucking that's Kane when from Enter Dragon. Yeah. 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 Oh Jesus. I love you. Oh god. Mm. Yeah. I'm all booked out, so. This is Eli.
I think it's time we blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.